Half a world away, designers in Venezuela also believe in people having fun. But that's easier said than done in some urban neighborhoods. The barrios of Caracas, Venezuela face the challenges of many informal settlements. Tightly packed neighborhoods where crime is often abundant and space is always limited. Communities unrecognized on official maps, invisible to city planners.
There were white spots on a map. It was like junk space. No one paid attention to it. Yet in that space lived 5,000, 10,000, in the Metro Cable Hill, 45,000, in Petare, 800,000.
Architects Alfredo Brillenborg and Hubert Klumpner are fascinated with how design impacts cities and how sports can transform communities.
Most people would tell you that it is impossible to provide sports areas in the barrios of Caracas. Buildings are in steep hills, they're very dense, there's very little area that you could even use for sports.
Designing an uncharted territory often requires hitting the streets.
It started as a walk in the barrios of Chacao, to a soccer pitch. They said to us that they can't play when it rains during rainy season. So we proposed to the mayor to build a roof over the field.
The project grew, and a roof became 4 floors, 38,000 square feet of recreational space, all on a steep hillside.
So what Urban Think Tank did, they built higher. They went vertical. It wasn't just that it was a 4-story building. It was the fact that they built it so it was like a kit of parts, where each level was programmed, and it was totally transferable. You could take the same ideas and build it someplace else, but they might have very different needs, so you reprogram it in a different way.
Urban Think Tank's design plans are open source and freely available. This same basic principle could build an art complex, a school, or library. Whatever's needed, where it's needed most. They're now building their 5th vertical gym in Venezuela. Much of the labor comes from surrounding communities.
Excelente. Gracias por todo y...
Muchas gracias. Pues tuvimos una problemática con respecto a las personas, lo que llamamos nosotros aquí en el argot del barrio, al malandraje. Teníamos muchos malandros que paraban la obra, se formaban muchos pleitos. A ver, tenemos muchos niños aquí en la comunidad que ahorita, de verdad, necesitan de esta cancha.
So the values of sports, the capacity to win and to lose and meet each other in a fair competition is very, very important.
The impact of a vertical gym in the barrio of Chacao is proof positive of the power of socially responsible design.
It's turned completely around the youth of the neighborhood. They've gone away from drugs, and the crime rate has been reduced 15%. The gym has become a kind of urban toolbox that has re-knit the city back together.
By adapting to the environment, Urban Think Tank's vertical concept can be duplicated in cities everywhere. They've shown that great design can provide strong foundations for both buildings and communities.
The point is, we all need sports. We all need sports. It doesn't matter with which side you begin, with a social concern or with a more artistic concern. You will meet each other in the process. So it's about dialogue between an ethical and an aesthetic point of view.
Urban Think Tank looked up and found a way to create crucial space out of thin air.
Sometimes the best design is one of those designs where you look at it and you go, wow, it's so simple. Why? I'm a designer, and we would joke around, why didn't I design that? It's so simple and it's so precisely what's needed.